Hey everyone, it's Lee Goldstein, Trading Director at 10 Minute Trades, and I'm happy to invite you to episode 44 of our podcast. That's a lot of episodes. And what we do in the podcast is I wrap up what took place the previous week. So this podcast covers the week that ended Friday, October 14th. Now, Monday was Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. It was a trading holiday for us. We didn't have any events that we traded. Tuesday, we came into the room for the gold open and the oil open. And I will say this, I've been struggling a little bit on the gold and oil opens, but members are making money. That's the funny thing is I've been having some issues with entries, but our members are making money. So you still want to make it into the trade room for the gold open, which we do about 2 times a week, and the oil open, which we do almost every day. They are very worthwhile trades. Now, on Wednesday, we started with a very volatile report, the PPI report. That is a inflation report, the producer price index. We did explain to people that it would be very probable because of volatility in these markets that you might not get a fill if you were trying to trade the NQ or the ES. What we're seeing are some of these high volatility events are actually also becoming liquidity events. When I say a liquidity event, I mean that the news event sometimes is hard to get a fill because the orders dry up. For my trade, I did not get an ES fill on the range trade, but many of our members actually were able to get filled on the NQ and the ES. And overall, anyone who did get filled, most everybody made money on the PPI. So it was a good trade. One of our best trades this week was the WASD report. It was a great trap trade on Wednesday, a moneymaker for almost every single person who traded it. And then after the WASD, we were in the room for the 10-year note auction, another winning note auction. So it's very interesting that the 10-year, the 30-year have become very decent trading reports. Then we got ready for the FOMC meeting minutes. Now, if you look at the history of this particular event, this report, or DMM, in other words, the daily report that we generate, did not have a single winning trade in 2021. So we dropped this report. We can't keep going back to the well if the well isn't giving you water, right? So we dropped the report, but I noticed something. I noticed that the NQ breakout looked like it started to work on the FOMC meeting minutes. We set up a trade with an NQ breakout on Wednesday, and it easily hit our targets, and it was a very profitable, nice trade. So FOMC meeting minutes, I'm pretty sure we have a new setup that's going to work, and we're going to it. Wednesday, the API crude oil report took place at 4:30, and it was not on its normal day Tuesday because of the Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day holiday. And actually, there was a very large build in the news results that did push oil down. And we did not trade Wednesday, but because of this anomaly build, people that still did trade it, even though there was no trade room, had a very good trade on the API report. So generally, I don't like to trade it on a Wednesday because it normally is a Tuesday event. But if there's an anomaly or a very huge drawdown or a huge build, you'll still get that second trade after the news comes out. Thursday, we had CPI with unemployment claims. And again, that was a very high volatility move. I would say most people did not get filled. I don't think I've ever seen a move that dramatic. And in fact, we had a secondary oil trade. Even oil didn't get filled for us on that trade. It was such a dramatic move. The ES actually froze for more than 5 points of frozen time. I've never seen a report quite this volatile. Unfortunately, our software canceled. It didn't put people into trades poorly. And actually, a few people that did get filled made money. A couple of people still traded oil. We have a great alternative trade on oil for the CPI report. But overall, it was just too volatile to trade. So Thursday, we were back in the room for natural gas. Natural gas has now had 5 winning weeks in a row. The crude oil inventory report normally on Wednesday was on Thursday at 11. that had a target one winner, meaning it hit the first target of 10 ticks, allowed you to get a couple of more ticks, and then reversed and stopped you out. The 30-year bond auction was a small winner. And then Friday was our final trading day of the week. We came into the room for core retail sales, a family money trade, and anybody that traded the trap trade had a very nice winner. And then the final event of the week was the University of Michigan. I decided I didn't want to trade it. Gold was a little bit too volatile Friday morning for my liking. I took that trade off, and I'm, I think I'm happy that I did. It looked like it might have gotten filled at the bottom of the candle for a problematic trade. It did have a good move, but it was very, very fast, and it might not have been a good fill. So I'm not sorry that I took that off. But overall, we had a very, very profitable week in the trade room. I would say that most people that traded with us had a fantastic profitable week in the trade room as well. Now, next week, I'm really excited because next week starts earnings. This earnings quarter, we are going to have a significantly larger number of events that we're going to trade. There are some smaller earnings events that we have a new method of trading them. So look forward to a lot of extra earnings trades throughout the quarter, actually. It's not going to be something that just lasts 1 week or 2 weeks anymore, but I think we're going to go much further throughout the quarter trading selected earnings. So I'm very excited about that. We'll start next Tuesday with Netflix. We've got Tesla on Wednesday. We're going to be looking at JP Morgan on Friday. Not JP Morgan on Friday. We've got Goldman Sachs, I believe, next week, but it's going to be a very exciting earnings week. We're going to have Bank of America to watch at 6:45 on Monday. Goldman Sachs, we may have a trade room very early Tuesday morning because that's a 6:15 scheduled earnings call for Goldman Sachs, and I do believe it's going to move markets. So keep an eye on your inbox for some new and unscheduled earnings trades for next week. Definitely Netflix and Tesla, we'll have rooms for those. So I hope you enjoyed episode 44, quick rundown of the week of October 14th in the trade room. And I hope you're all having a great weekend. And I'll see you all in the trade room next week. Take care, folks. See you soon.